Next, only on Metro Cafe. After 20 successful years in Hollywood, actor Peter Strauss has established himself as one of television's most distinguished and notable performers. Next, in a one-on-one conversation with Justine Priestley, Peter Strauss shares his views about Canada, Hollywood, and his love for television.
I like the power of television, of reaching so many people.
Metro Cafe is going shopping, and we're taking you with us. If you're into avant-garde fashion, vintage novelties, and alternative films, come along as we check out what Hidden Gems Toronto has to offer.
Tell me a little bit about that possessed evil clown behind you.
The presidents of the United States of America are shooting up the charts with their original sound and stupendous melodies. Next, meet the Seattle trio that is founded on the premise that a good time is the only kind worth having.
I love that.
What's wrong with this picture? We'll tell you later. Naomi Judd and supermodel Vandala wear them. So do lots of other Hollywood celebrities. Peter Fox has created some of the classiest and most comfortable shoes in the world. Now, meet the trend-setting artist who puts a spring in every star's step and see exactly how he does it. It's Metro Cafe, entertainment television redefined. Our mosh pit is jam-packed. Get ready to rock.
Got his first big break in Rich Man, Poor Man, one of the most highly acclaimed miniseries in television history. From that point, he went on to take his place as one of Hollywood's most sophisticated, celebrated, and debonair actors. Peter Strauss and I met in a hotel in Los Angeles, and we had quite a philosophical conversation. I know you've worked quite a bit in Canada. Tell me a little about where you've worked, what projects you've done. What was your favorite place in Canada?
That's hard because Canada, in a funny way, is a perfect place to make movies. You know, you look for, I mean, the actor looks for a place, he sleeps well and eats well, and you do both in Canada.
And breathes well.
And breathes well.
Yeah.
I've worked in Montreal, I've worked a lot in Toronto, and I've worked several times in Vancouver. There is a great labor force, there are terrific performers, all of whom work hard to get good American accents and get the out of their language. I was in Vancouver this fall making a film called In the Lake of the Woods.
I bet you have some campaign money left over. Sorry, bad joke.
It's all right.
No, really, I'm sorry. It was just a joke.
It was a good one.
John.
It's clever, very clever.
All right, stop it.
Why? I admire your quick wit.
I said stop!
This is a fascinating psychological drama. It's the story of a man running for United States Senate. He's the golden boy. His election's guaranteed. 2 nights before the election, his involvement in an atrocity in Vietnam becomes known.
I thought we had a deal. No secrets. You were going to level with me. Front page photograph.
His chances for election are devastated. He retreats to the lake in the woods to save his marriage. His wife is deeply, profoundly hurt that the information, in a sense, was kept from her.
Is it true?
What?
The things in the paper.
Things?
About you, the massacre. You know what I'm talking about.
One morning he wakes up and she's gone. And he's devastated. And after a few days he realizes the reason she may be gone is he may have killed her.
You seem to have mostly done television movies of the week, miniseries, and then serial, episodic. Is there something you prefer in that? Would you like to get into features more?
I did a feature this year with Johnny Depp called Nick of Time. I was bored. Many of the films that I've made for television and many films that have been made for television, you know, I will hold up against major features that are made in terms of their quality and their integrity.
Afraid of me? Is that it? You think I kill children? That's why you're afraid of me? Kathy. I love you. No, I love you. I love you so much. I don't want to lose you. It was such a long time ago.
Years ago, I did a film called Jericho Mile, which the year it went to Deauville won Best Film against features. I like the power of television, of reaching so many people. I love the demands of television, that you have to produce a movie in 16 to 20 days. I like the fact you can't make mistakes. I like the fact that as an actor, you're required to deliver everything immediately. I found that television, in a funny way, is an enormous, powerful medium that hasn't even begun to recognize its potential to mislead or to lead. At this point, it's sort of this morass of many things, most of which I don't think are positive. We now put the conflict within the first 3 minutes in a story on television. We used to be able to wait till the third act. We do that because people sit there with that clicker, and if in 2 minutes they're not engaged, they move on. In MTV, if the cut is not within seconds, we move. Television is marketing. We make films that fit between commercials, and it'd be foolish to ever assume it's anything but that.
You've been in Hollywood for 20 years. So how does that affect your life? How weird is that?
It's weird. You know, it's a bizarre place to live. I think you either succumb to it or you do everything in your power to get away from it. I came from New York. I went to school in the Midwest. I came out here, and then the first big success was Rich Man, Poor Man. And the morning after that show aired, I went out in the street assuming it was a normal day, and suddenly this intense pressure of people and scrutiny and people grabbing and touching terrified me, absolutely terrified me. It's this whole theme that people just break down all your natural barriers because they've become familiar with you personally on television and intimately in that respect.
They take time every week to sit down and watch you, and yeah, they even feel like you owe them something. Did you ever feel insecure about losing that? Like, how did you maintain that kind of success?
Well, I don't think you'll ever talk to an actor who isn't worried about his next job, no matter how successful they are. The feeling is always, this is my last one, the public will discover who I really am, and I'm out of work. Yeah. You know, there are many people in this town who are extremely talented, who are not seen yet. There are many people in this town who are extremely untalented, who are hugely successful. The question is, do I want to be a major, major Hollywood star, or do I want to be an actor? The choice I've made is to be an actor.
Any eclectic, eccentric, or outlandish Metro Cafe viewers out there? Well, if you live in Toronto and you're into cult movies, fashion, and vintage collectibles, Metro Cafe's Toronto liaison Timber Masterson has 3 cachet places for you to check out.
I'm Timber in Toronto, and today we're going to check out some of the hidden gems this city has to offer. First stop on our tour is Lilith's Garden. This little shop houses some great funky styles and also has an awesomely beautiful decor, which is fashioned after what else but a garden.
We make about 60% of the stuff that we sell. Some of the stuff comes from LA, and some of it comes from New York, and some of it comes from a lot of Canadian Toronto designers.
How do you choose what actually makes it to the store?
First thing we do is we like to find Canadian designers. That's one of our major things we like to, and young women designers too, we like to support. So then we see their stuff and we decide what is funky and young.
Here we are at the best video store, in my opinion, After Dark Video. A magical, wacky shop owned by the master of macabre himself, Gerald.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the characters you have in the store, such as this fellow right beside you there.
Oh, this is, well, this is a she, but this was an old mannequin. It was outside for years and just was ravaged by the wind and weather, lost both of her arms.
It wasn't an old customer?
No, this was not. However...
yeah, if you don't return your videos. What other unique stuff do you carry here at the store that you can't find anywhere else?
Well, I guess in all areas there's certain unique videos in any type. We also carry cult films like all the David Lynch, John Waters, Ed Wood. Some things like the Canadian section right here. There's a lot of great Canadian films that people don't know about. They are doing better, I think, in recent years and becoming more prominent all the time. Also, we try to get special collector's editions of things and unrated director's cuts, letterbox things.
What are some films lately that are on the sort of more alternative side that you get asked for a lot?
Clerks is a very hot one. It was made for only $12,000, which is very low budget these days, but really funny film. Let me just think what Baraka is a very good documentary piece. There's a couple Canadian ones, Love and Human Remains and Adam Agoyan's latest Exotica. Muriel's Wedding, this Australian comedy, it's a great film.
Do you have Frankenhooker?
Of course we have Frankenhooker.
Stepford Wives?
We have Frankenhooker with the talking box. I believe it's somewhere nearby here.
Hard to find.
I don't know if you can hear this, but...
Not necessarily for everyone's palate. One can also find independently produced hardcore New York films by directors such as R. Kern, Alice Wittenstein, and Cassandra Stark. Fun-O-Rama, the name says it all. For that hard-to-find Charlie's Angel coloring book, The Plastic Bark. Let's have a look.
What do you get asked for a lot?
People come in and they ask for something maybe they had when they were a kid or they wanted as when they were a kid but they couldn't get or couldn't afford. Star Wars is very hot. Hot Wheels are hot. Generally, someone who's collecting Hot Wheels is probably over 30 years of age, though. Typically, those are two hot items. Barbie's always been popular, G.I. Joe.
Tell me a little bit about that possessed evil clown behind you. What's that all about?
I'm not sure how old it is. I'd guess around 25 to 35 years old.
Is it actually evil and possessed? Because it's scaring me. Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, Timber, here in Toronto. Check me out next time on Metro Cafe.
Coming up later, a chat with Seattle Trio, the Presidents of the United States of America.
She's love, she's love, she's love. She might be dead.
If you've never seen a beautiful, original Peter Fox shoe, check this out. I would describe Peter Fox's shoes as the 3 A's: ageless, avant-garde, and architecturally designed. This week, we take our Metro Cafe camera to Peter Fox's own home studio to see how this wearable art is created.
You get an idea in your head as to what you're going to do. And this season here, we were working on butt seams. Butt seams are where the seams just sort of come together like that and they're not overlaid. Absolutely adamant about comfort. And the style, because we work with the last, that is the actual shape the shoe is made on, and sculpt them ourselves, they have a particular look to them, kind of a signature shape. And then I have to just draw on that what we've just done, okay? Just give it a little bit of shape, maybe come around like that, like that. Yes, I quite like that idea.
Peter Fox believes that good footwear design requires an equal expression of function, beauty, and originality, and it is here in his in-home design studio where the creative process takes place. Peter's wife Linda adds her touch to Peter's form skills, and together they create beautiful and popular footwear that has always managed to keep just ahead of fashion's rapidly changing wave.
We've actually been doing platforms since 1984, and this sample was created in '89. Now, I don't know if you remember when the platforms hit big and everybody did them.
Yep.
Well, we'd already been doing them.
Yeah. Fox's intricate and fancy shoe designs encompasses many styles and have won the hearts of many Hollywood celebrities. Peter Fox's shoes have also been featured in magazines such as this 1996 magazine editorial and this 1986 Details magazine cover.
This was one of our first models that we did when we did the granny boot. And this was way back '78 when he was still in Fox and Fluevog. He was doing a granny boot. And people used to laugh because we would say, we're going to do lace boots, the old-fashioned kind. And they'd say, oh, no one's going to wear them. And he made a prediction that said, it won't be long before every woman in America will be wearing lace boots. And they have labeled him in the trade as the granny boot king. This is amongst people who know the influence he's had on fashion.
This is kind of a signature of our shoes, and I thought about it. Why do I always draw these sort of brackets? And I remember I had a teacher at school taught us mathematics, and he felt that we weren't any good at anything until we could draw brackets properly. So we spent one whole term learning how to draw brackets, and I can't get it out of my system.
This is a Whoopi Goldberg shoe. Recently, Bette Midler, she purchased the ones with this type of look. Mary Steenburgen, Ted Danson wedding. This is what she chose for her wedding.
That then lays on there, you see, like that. And as you can see it from the drawing where it's stitched, okay?
Winona Judd just recently walked down the aisle wearing ivory to match her dress. This is white satin. Normally embroidery is only on top surface, but this embroidery goes all the way through, so the inside looks just like the outside.
There's the butt seam, there are the butts, and now you can see with the elastic, it's got a nice stretch to it, okay? That then is pulled over on the last, and that they do by hand. And they pull it in, get it in.
This is the shoe worn by Vendela that was in the Esquire for that kind of Varga girl look. Wow. A lot of celebrities like this for fancy dress.
We've actually got one completed, but you know, being a television show, you couldn't wait till it was finished because it takes a few days. But if you come through here, I've got it ready. Okay, well, I've noticed in cooking shows, TV cooking shows, they always have a second cake in the oven. And look what we've got here. Oops, left them in a bit too long. They've gone black.
Right, so that's how they get black shoes.
Yes. Look nice on you.
Thank you. I love them. They're funky. The Peter Fox shoe collection is exclusive to certain high-end shoe boutiques, including his own stores in Toronto, New York, Los Angeles, or through mail order.
I'm Jason, I'm a Scorpio. My favorite color is maroon.
I'm Chris, I'm an aquarium. I like to go swimming.
I'm Dave, I'm a terrarium. I like to be outside.
Founded on the premise that a good time is the only kind worth having, the presidents of the United States of America draw on the three variations of rock and roll. Fun, fun, and more fun.
She's in my head. She's love, she might be dead.
What's this, I keep hearing about you guys having a lot of fun?
It's a lie. It's a big fat lie. Obviously, we just work. As you can see, we just ran in from doing a photo shoot. We had a 20-minute lunch, and here we are working again.
Oh. Well,
no fun ever.
No?
No.
I'd like to end the world's hunger.
I love you.
Bitches come from a can. They were put there by a man in a factory downtown. And if I had my little way, I'd eat peaches every day. Sun-soaking bulges in the shade.
How hard was it to get signed?
It wasn't very hard. But it's not. But see, you can't say that because it's years and years and years of collective work and experience.
But we weren't trying. We just made some songs up. We made a little tape to sell at shows. Never called it a demo tape. We just kind of played and got offered this showcase gig, and all these industry people showed up, and kapow.
Last in line for brains, and the one she got was sort of rotten and insane.
The popularity of the presidents have gone like wildfire in the wind. How has that changed your lifestyles?
We're very, very busy right now.
Yeah.
and having a great time. It's really exciting.
How do you feel about media hounding you for interviews? Like, this is something that you can...
It's part of what we do. Yeah. It's part of the job. And by the way, where'd you get that shirt?
I actually got it. Nice, you know, I was looking for a shirt that says peaches on it, but couldn't find it. So
gorgeous. Where'd you get it? Really?
I got it at a Boys Co. It's a boutique called Boys Co. that supplies my wardrobe.
Nice. Oh, cool.
Moving to the country, I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches.
How do you feel about making videos? How creative and how involved are you in making?
They're great when they're done. Yeah. We're totally involved from the start to the finish.
Has nothing to do with making music. Music is like we're controlling this thing that we're making at the moment. We're all doing it, and it's happening in real time, and then it's over and it's done. But making videos is like stopping, starting this,
do it
that,
again,
do it again,
do it again.
It's a day or maybe 2 days in hell, but then the end result is fun.
Look out!
I grew up watching MTV. I always imagined making videos.
I'm totally against the idea in general. I think it's horrible for music, and people who tour who have sold as many records as we have don't. If we had sold this many records in 1975, we'd be playing to 10,000 people a night. People don't. My theory is people don't want to go see bands now because they see them 5 times a day, every day on MTV. They already know what we look like. They already know what we do on stage, how we jump around.
Can you describe a typical fan that comes to see a President's concert?
You guys kick ass!
Oh my God, you guys are great! Oh my God!
The fans are great!
The President's tremendous popularity has made them one of the most admired and feel-good bands of the 90s. Their full dose of musical madness and stupendous melodies have grabbed the media's attention, allowing their popularity to escalate. But even though rock and roll, fame, and public recognition go hand in hand, sometimes these guys can still manage to slip through a crowd unnoticed.
I don't get recognized.
No?
It happens in Seattle a little bit, and then obviously if we're near the venue, and it'll happen.
With our laminates on and our guitars, standing right outside playing our song.
Screaming, I'm in the band!
President,
Really, I'm in the band!
Wish you all the best.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right,
That'll be
really
$500 for the interview.
I'll get my check.
No, really, what's the name of the store where the shirt's Boys?
Boys Co.
This is so cool.
Next week on Metro Cafe, actor Jerry Douglas from The Young and the Restless talks daytime TV with Justine Priestley. St. John's homegrown band Great Big Sea bring Celtic music into the 90s. Benita Ha gets uplifting decor ideas from innovative designer Martha Sturdy. And we also feature the hottest all-male dance troupe in the world. Manpower Australia takes it off for Metro Cafe. You do not want to miss this one.
Peaches come from a can. They were put there by a man in a factory downtown. And if I had my little way, I'd eat peaches every day. Sun-soaking bulges in the shade. Moving to the country, I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat